Story that we've been following for a couple of years now. Neighbors living in Prince William County, Virginia, afraid to drink, brush their teeth, and shower using their own well water. They're afraid that the multi-billion-dollar energy company that's less than a mile away is polluting their water. Now, the company denies that claim. Fast forward to today, neighbors say they are still worried that their lives are at risk. And now the small group of neighbors is battling the energy giant in court. WUSA 9's Hillary Lane has been digging into every angle of this for tonight's Special Assignment Unit report.
So we're headed to Prince William County, the town of Dumfries. There's a small peninsula called Possum Point. There have been local media reports about some families who say their water is contaminated. We're going to start by talking to the families, see what they've been going through. All right, so here we are. Hi, how are you? What has this whole ordeal been like for you guys?
I would have to say overwhelming.
Because the Morrows say tests found toxic elements in their well water.
I'm Hillary.
Hi. Started getting this smell and a bad taste and a film on the water.
Dominion Energy, the company that provides power for Possum Point, burned coal on their nearby site until 2003.
This is all coal ash. This is what coal ash looks like. It's the waste product of coal. And there are some dangerous chemicals in here that could cause some serious problems. Things like neurological problems, behavioral issues, and increased risks of cancer.
According to a lawsuit, neighbors are worried Dominion Energy is dumping coal ash into a tributary of Quantico Creek to get rid of it. Neighbors say it's getting into their drinking water, and they're worried it's going to get them sick.
This is Dominion Energy, and just to give you a lay of the land, we're about 30 miles southwest of DC and then 80 miles north of Richmond. So we just wanted to see exactly how close those neighbors live to Dominion. All right, so we're starting at 00. So the closest home is actually 1 mile away by car, but if you look at the maps, Dominion and these homes are actually a lot closer than that.
It's hard to protect your family when you don't have education. So you feel like your hands are tied, that I'm failing. How do you protect them knowing that any minute something else can happen?
You know, we didn't know what was in the water.
I poured bottled water over her head every morning for a shower.
And we'd fill up a 32-gallon trash can and we'd flush the toilets that way and brush our teeth and shower, you know, sponge baths and everything.
I would scream for him and he would come just pour jugs over just to rinse my hair out. And it was freezing cold. But what option do you have? I mean, I went to a hotel at first.
I had to beg her to come home.
Dominion is not the kind of company that's going to dump anything that's questionable into any body of water.
So is the water contaminated? 3 different water tests were done. This one by the state showed that the water is safe. This test by the county found that the water is also safe. A 3rd test done by a local environmental group found that the water is dangerous. The lead level in one of the wells, 30 times what the government says is safe. Scientists say water test results can vary. We asked the neighbors if we could take their water to an independent lab for testing. They agreed, but then their lawyer said no because of the ongoing litigation. Let's grab some of the water.
And
Then you have to drag it inside.
yes.
What is Dominion's message to the neighbors who are so upset and so concerned?
We are comfortable with the findings on their well water, the quality of their water, that is safe, that it meets the requirements for public drinking water.
This test, from the same level of certification as labs that the health department and county used, show that the water is dangerous.
We have no knowledge of those tests and are not in a position to question the veracity or methodology or whatever that was used for those tests.
So the water goes in on the front side coming out of
Chuck Penn introduced us to Jason Williams. He's the man in charge on the ground at Dominion. Every few weeks, Jason and his team are required to sample the water around the site. One water test turned up some surprising results last year. Heavy metals associated with coal ash were found in the water around the Possum Point plant. even though Dominion says it hasn't contaminated the water. Back in December, Dominion offered to hook 8 families up to county water or provide water filtration systems for free. But there's a catch. Residents must agree not to sue Dominion.
And Dominion made the offer to be a good neighbor and give everybody peace of mind.
But several neighbors, including the Morrows, had already paid thousands of dollars to hook up to public water.
Are you going to reimburse them?
That, I'm going to intercede here. That relates to and is germane to the lawsuit, so we're not going to comment on that.
The Morrows still drink bottled water. They say they're worried about toxic residue in their pipes. Now the Morrows and another family are suing Dominion for more than $1 million each. The suit also requests Dominion stop polluting water sources in the future. Dominion denies it pollutes the water.
And this is where we are today, and they totally disrupted our lives.
Look what they've done to us.
Would you feel comfortable having your family and your kids drink the water?
I would not have any hesitation whatsoever to drink water, a glass of water or whatever. None whatsoever.
And that's despite another certified lab that found issues. You still feel comfortable and confident?
You're being redundant now.
I'm just asking. I just want to double check with you. I want to be clear on your position.
I think I could not be more clear. I would not have any hesitation whatsoever to drink the water. None.
There's a state agency that's supposed to be acting as a referee in all this. It's called the Department of Environmental Quality. The DEQ says they investigated and found that Dominion is not to blame. But is the DEQ an impartial judge? We did some digging and found that before the DEQ made that determination, Dominion wined and dined the head of that agency at a major sporting event to a tune of more than $2,000. We'll have that part of the story coming up tomorrow at 11 p.m. Hillary Lane, WUSA 9.
In addition, the EPA has launched an investigation into whether Dominion properly disposed of the coal ash on that site. That investigation is ongoing. In the meantime, the family's lawsuit against Dominion is right now in the discovery phase. On our WUSA 9 website or mobile app, you can read the full lawsuit and find resources to check whether the water your family is drinking is safe.